Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our presentation today. My name is Jaquetta Bernard, and I work for the Institute for Healthy Living and Chronic Disease Prevention at UBC Okanagan. We would like to respectfully acknowledge that UBC Okanagan is situated on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation. I'd also like to acknowledge that you're joining us today from many places near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. Welcome to the 10th annual Okanagan Embrace Aging Month, and thank you for joining us today. Embrace Aging is co-hosted by the Institute for Healthy Living and Chronic Disease Prevention at UBC Okanagan, Interior Savings Credit Union, and Interior Health. UBC Okanagan has joined the global network of age-friendly universities, formalizing its pledge to make UBC more accessible, intergenerational, and committed to research programs that are informed by the needs of an aging society. So if you'd like to know more about the Age-Friendly University Initiative, have suggestions for us at UBCO, or would like to get involved, please contact the Aging in Place Research Cluster, and I will put information about that into the chat box later. Embrace Aging Month was launched 10 years ago to celebrate and raise awareness about positive aging, and has once again organized a number of educational opportunities and events during the month of March, and perhaps you've already attended a few of them. The sessions are designed for everyone, young and old alike, and focus on a variety of topics related to healthy aging and ways to improve quality of life among seniors and their family caregivers. Our goal is to inspire everyone to embrace aging positively. So closed captioning is available. If you want to move the words around on your screen, just click and drag the box and put it to wherever you would like. Or if you'd like to turn it off, just use the hide caption button at the bottom of your menu in the menu bar. Questions, type questions and comments into the chat box during the presentation, and we will answer them at the end. And there will be a lot of time for questions and answers at the end if you wish. Today's event is brought to you in support of the Embrace Aging Month, and today's session is 7 splendid services for older adults offered by the Okanagan Regional Library. And our speakers today are Thompson, who's Community Engagement Coordinator, and Desimone, Community Learning and Assessment Coordinator. So please take it away.
So as Jaquetta mentioned, I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator here at the Okanagan Regional Library. My job tends to cover 3 different areas, so adult programming, accessibility services, and then helping our branches connect more thoughtfully with our communities. Kara's introduction.
And I am the Community Learning and Assessment Coordinator at the ORL, and I work closely with Tara on creating programs for adults. And I also manage our Library of Things collection and provide support for our Makerspaces, which you'll be learning more about shortly. That's me. On behalf of both of us, I'd like to say that we are excited to share with you the 7 splendid services for older adults at the ORL. And we'd like to thank the Institute for Healthy Living and Chronic Disease Prevention at UBC Okanagan for inviting us to do this Embrace Aging presentation today. We've planned to have quite a bit of information in this presentation, but there's lots of time at the end for questions and answers. So we're looking forward to answering any questions at the end.
And Kara and I want to acknowledge that the land that she and I are currently on is the land of the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territory of the Syilx-speaking peoples. We also want to note that the Okanagan Regional Library spans the ancestral and unceded territories of the Sinixt peoples, the Tunaha, and the Shemekmek peoples, generally in the north from Kelowna.
We invite you to think about your relationship to the land you're on and what you know about the people who are hosting you. Remember to seek out Indigenous stories, as there is much to learn. To help with this, we will be sharing a link to our Indigenous resources page on our website. I think Jaquetta will be sharing that, or all our links will be shared at the end of the presentation. Now we'd love to know more about who's with us today. we have a poll here that Jaquetta will be sharing on our behalf. So the first question is, do you currently have an ORL library card? And if so or not, we'd love to know which ORL library branch is your local library. And for the final question, let me change my slide here. Sorry, there we go. We'd love to know where you all fall in the great librarian debate, cat or dog. Which do you prefer? Please let us know. So myself, I am a cat person, and Tara's on the other side, and she is a dog person.
Only because I have a slight cat allergy, really.
I'm wondering if, okay, people are answering the poll now. Okay, I was worried that
Okay.
nobody was seeing it. Sorry.
I can see it.
Okay, good. This is anonymous, so you're not giving anywhere secrets away by answering this.
We're just curious. So Jaquetta, I think you have to share the results because I don't think Kara and I can see them.
No, I will share the results. And I see I have an accidental fourth question there that has nothing. Sorry, there's 3 questions. I was struggling yesterday creating this. Okay, I'm going to end the poll.
Great. So where do we lie on cat versus dog?
Okay, can you see the answers?
We've got dog at 80%. And which ORL branch is your local library?
Hey, but everybody has a card.
Oh, I can't see that. Oh, sorry, hang on. Oops. Mission, Kelowna, Penticton, and Kelowna downtown.
Nice.
Oh, more answers. Ella Street, Mission Branch, Libby, and Kelowna downtown.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you for participating in our poll.
All right, on to our 7 splendid services. Thanks, Kara. So as I mentioned, I'm in charge of accessible services with the Okanagan Regional Library. So this is a new area that we've been focusing a lot in the past couple of years. So as you know, like the ORL's public librarians, we offer all of the well-known library pieces like books and magazines, newspapers, DVDs, CDs, music CDs. And so this presentation is going to be highlighting some of the not as well-known activities and services that we have. So in accessibility services or access services, we are going to cover 3 areas. So services, programming, and collections that we have. So first of all, the main service that we offer in access services is selection services. So we find that especially, well, we have a whole wide range of ages, but quite a few older adults where they need a little bit of extra help choosing and selecting the books, specifically for people with print disabilities. So print disabilities are basically whenever the format of print or a book is a problem. So either you have visual problems, you are not able to manipulate a book like you used to, or sometimes some comprehension issues. So we focus in on those people and help them find books to keep them reading throughout their whole life. And selection services is the way that we do that. The next one, just for programs, we have 2 programs that we've been running for quite a while. So the Readers, it's actually this afternoon if you're interested. It's a phone-in program where we start off with a conversation, something to do with books. I believe today is like, what's a book that best represents your life trajectory? We rarely stay on topic, so it's okay. But it's a phone-in program, so nobody needs to know computers at all. You just phone in, chat with a bunch of people, learn about a whole bunch of different experiences from people, and generally have a whole bunch of fun for an hour. The next one, we do a monthly adult story time where you can listen in and we read some stories out loud and might have some discussions about those stories after the stories are read. And then the next slide is going to be covering the collections that we have. So for Kara, my displays aren't up. thank you. So we have two types that I'll highlight. So the physical collections, so we have the ones that you think about, but you may not know about the Daisy discs that we have. So audiobooks are books that you can listen to, but they come in multiple discs. And for some customers, that just is a little too confusing. So Daisy discs, they're the whole book that's available on one disc, which makes it a lot easier to read the book that you're listening to. And we also offer some Daisy players. So these are special players that are used with Daisy discs. Important to note that Daisy discs are just MP3 files. So you can play Daisy discs on any CD player that you have that can play MP3 files. Daisy players just unlock some of the extra special features that are on Daisy discs. And then the other one we'll note for access services is our virtual collections. So we subscribe to two. So CELA is the Center for Equitable Library Access, and NELS is the National Network of Equitable Library Service. And through both of those, you can download books onto different devices, your tablet or laptop, and CELA will actually mail you discs on your way. Both of these collections that I'm highlighting, we do have to limit to just people with print disabilities. Easy, simple process that you can connect with your local branch and get that started. So the next Splendid service that I'm going to cover, is all of our programs for adults. So because this is an online presentation, and we're just going to highlight a couple of the online programs that are coming up that we're quite excited about. So the Euphorgin investigation, Kara and I will be hosting an adult online mystery box, mystery that an escape room that you have to cover. And so that is on April 25th from 11 to 12:30. And the registration for that should be opening, I think today. We did it especially for you guys to open the registration up today. Next one we'll just highlight is our virtual queer community book club. It's an online book club that is for people in the 2S LGBTQIA+ community and their allies, and focuses on those authors or those stories that are especially special to those book clubs. The virtual mobile meetups are coming up, and they're hosted by the Kelowna branch, and they help you explore your Apple devices and your Android devices and get the most out of them that you can. And then we'll mention a couple of passive ones. So we have a reading bucket list. Ooh, I can even show you the present here. So with our reading bucket list, you actually earn your little trophy case over the course of 4 years, because we come up with a list of 25 books every year. And you read all 25 books and you earn a piece to build that little trophy. Our part 2, so our second book list, will be coming out April 1st for that. We are busy planning for Adult Summer Reading Club, which is coming up starting June 12th, I believe is our start date for that. And then finally, just to point out, we've got book clubs both in person and online. So all of those you can find on our programs for adults page or on our events calendar. Kara's on to Splendid service number 3, Makerspaces.
Thank you, Tara. Yes, Splendid service number 3 for older adults is our Makerspaces. So some of you may be wondering what a makerspace is. Simply put, a makerspace is a place where you can make things. It's a place for hands-on learning with the tools for creativity, and it's often found in schools or libraries or other public or private spaces. The ORL has 5.5 makerspaces, and I'm saying that because we have a makerspace in Revelstoke that's currently being built. And we also have some makerspace related technology at our Rutland branch. It's just not very, we don't openly advertise it at the moment. But officially, our makerspaces are our downtown Kelowna branch, at the Westside Learning Lab in West Kelowna, in Vernon, Lumbee, and Golden. At these ORL makerspaces, you will find equipment and tools for hands-on projects, digital media creation, and exploring and learning new technology. We offer an open workspace and knowledgeable library staff to support you in your projects. So I will cover some of the equipment that you might find in our makerspaces. So here is an image of some of our tech. We have on the left, we have a digitization station. So this allows you to save some storage room and preserve your memories by digitizing your old photographs, slides, VHS tapes, vinyl records, and audio cassette tapes. These are by far most widely used makerspace equipment, and partly is because everyone has so many memories to preserve and they want to save space and get those items digitized and in the online format, but also the technology is very easy to use. It's simply you load it up in the machine and you press the button on the computer and it does its job. Next in the middle there is the 3D printer. Now that little bookcase prize that Tara Thompson showed you a few minutes ago, that was printed with one of our 3D printers. So you can print three-dimensional objects using what's called PLA, which is the corn-based plastic-like substance. Now this technology, while it's super cool, it is more complicated to use, but we have knowledgeable staff to help patrons to use them. And there are thousands of free open source designs available online for 3D printing. So you would download a file that connects to the printer and the printer does its thing. And then at the end, you get your little object. And finally, on the right, one of our more popular makerspace pieces of equipment is our recording studios. These are also very cool and popular because you can record interviews, audio stories, you can record your memories, or if you're a musician, like you like to sing or you play an instrument, you can also record and get that recording online and share it with anyone you want. To get started in the makerspaces, you need to have an active ORL library card, and there is a form that you need to sign. Essentially, it's a waiver. And while it varies per branch, you most often have to book a piece of equipment in advance. And some pieces of equipment require certification, particularly the 3D printer, because it's more complex to use. But you can do that online by following a video and doing a quiz at the end, or you can go to a scheduled program, such as Downtown Kelowna. They have makerspace certifications every Thursday night. Or you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with a staff member. To learn more about our makerspaces and where to find them and which branches have which equipment, we have a page on our website. It's Makerspaces, and that will also be shared with you following this presentation. Splendid service number 4 is our Library of Things. So this is a collection that's relatively new to the ORL and launched at the end of 2022. And the idea of the Library of Things is to offer an experience patrons can borrow for free. And it also offers patrons an opportunity to try before you buy options. So if you're unsure of something, of whether you want to, if you're unsure if it's worthwhile purchasing, you can borrow it from the library, use it for a certain amount of time, and then you could decide if you just want to return it and borrow it again down the road, or you can go ahead and purchase it yourself. This collection is also great because it allows people to borrow items that they wouldn't necessarily use very often, or that you might not want to store in your homes. So for example, here is a showcase of what we currently have in our Library of Things. I see a poll just popped up, just ignore that just for now. Thanks, Chiquetta. It disappeared. So the bulk of our Library of Things started with tech toys for children. So we have some circuitry, we have some robots, we have a microscope, but then we're trying to expand to offerings for adults. So we have a birding backpack, which includes binoculars. And then we also have a radon detector, which you would borrow for, I believe you would have it for a month. Yes, you would have it for a month, and you would put it in your home, and then it would measure the levels of radon in your household. And if the levels are high, then that will alert you that you need to bring in a professional to have your house checked out, because you don't want radon just going free in your house. You might need to do some household improvements. And then to the left is a thermal imaging camera that you attach to a smartphone, and then you can check to see where heat is escaping through your house. So if you could check your windows, the doorways. Also included in this kit is an energy meter, so you can check your appliances to see how much energy they're using. And then depending on how things check out, you might want to do some improvements in your house. Also coming down the road, similar to those last two items, are CO2 monitors, and those should be in circulation, I believe, by summertime, which is exciting. Now you can view the whole collection and place your holds from our Library of Things webpage, and I believe Jaquetta will also share that in our chat. Now, so as I mentioned, we started this collection with most of our options geared towards children. We'd love to expand our offerings to other patrons, so we created a poll to gather some ideas from you today. So the first poll is, we'd love to know what type of items you would like to have us add to the collection. So Jaquetta here has broken it into two parts. I gave her a really long list. So feel free to select any or none or all to see what you might find interesting for us to offer. We'll give you a couple minutes there. And then there will be a second part to the Library of Things poll, is that we would love to know if you have any additional ideas that aren't listed here in this list. And if you come up with ideas after the poll is closed, feel free to pop them into the chat. We'd love to know what people are thinking. Okay, so I will go ahead. Here we go. Light therapy lamp, musical instruments, excellent. Puzzles are a hit. That's great. We do have some plans around sewing machines and sergers, so that's great. Household tools. Yes, having household tools would be great, because then you can also save space in your home from storing that stuff. Okay, Jaquetta, will you be sharing the second part for people to pop in their ideas?
Sorry, tech problems.
That's okay.
Oh no,
That's okay.
I just wants to launch. Untitled. Let's just a second. Oh.
Well, I think we can also let that one run.
Yeah.
While we're presenting, because
Maybe people can just type items into the chat, because
Sure.
that poll didn't launch for some reason. I'm sorry.
Sure,
So any
great.
items people want, please type into the chat box.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I will move on to Splendid service number 5. So our online resources. So we have a wide range of online resources. We also refer to them sometimes as e-resources or our e-library. So you can access these resources online from home, and which is super convenient. You do not have to go to the library. However, you will need to have an active library card number, and you'll need to know your PIN to log into most of these resources. So we have everything from auto repair and language learning, research, any other type of learning you might want. but I'm just going to cover a few of them here. So there's Libby, which someone had already mentioned earlier. Our most popular online resource for adults is our library of ebooks, e-audiobooks, and e-magazines available through Overdrive. And there are a few ways to access this e-resource from your home. So you can read or listen to ebooks or e-audiobooks or magazines through the browser on your computer. You can use an e-reader, such as a Kobo, but that would only work for ebooks. But you could also use your smartphone or a tablet using the Libby app by Overdrive. So that's this first one here. And I wanted to show you how simple it is to get started with Libby. So I'm just going to switch my screen. Make sure I go to the right. Are we seeing the Libby screen here?
Yep, you're good.
Great, thanks. Okay, so if you were to download the Libby app onto your tablet or smartphone, this would be the first screen you would see. And it welcomes you and it asks you, do you have a library card? So yes, I do have a library card. And then Libby needs to connect with your actual library. So my favorite way is to go search for a library. And then here I type in Okanagan Regional Library. And I just want to specify that you do want to use Okanagan Regional Library instead of your city where your branch is, because sometimes, like for instance, Vernon, BC, quite often pops up libraries from Vernon in the United States. So you click on Okanagan Regional Library. And now I have access to the ebook, e-audio, and e-magazine collection online. But there's just one more step. I have to sign in with my card. This is where you would put the number from the back of your card. You'd click next, and then you would click or put in the 4-digit PIN that's attached to your library card, and you click sign in. And then you have to press next. So now I could borrow any items here. And I believe there's, oh, pardon me. Yes, available now, 61,000 titles available. So between books, we've got 32,000, audiobooks, 9,000, magazines, 4,000 available. So easy enough to use. The next item I want to share with you is PressReader. So through PressReader, you can borrow magazines and newspapers from all around the world, from 150 countries, I believe it is, and there are 66 different language offerings. So here we could see all of today's, or the most recently published newspapers and magazines. And say I wanted to read the province, I just click on the province. Click on read now. And now I have access to today's paper. I'm trying to see a date. Yes, it is today's paper. So this you could do all for free with your library card. Another great resource is Canopy. So Canopy is, it allows you to watch films from your home. Oh, pardon me, just need to log in. Nope, I forgot my login. Sorry. So I won't show you Canopy, but the great thing about Canopy is that you can watch films from your home. The only tricky thing is that you're allowed 5 credits a month, and that means, so each credit equals 1 movie. So you're allowed to use, essentially watch 5 movies a month. However, Canopy does have what's called the Great Courses. And those are great for learning. And you can watch the Great Courses an unlimited amount, and it does not use your 5 credits per month. And so at the start of each month, for everything else in Canopy, your credits would restart, and you could watch 5 more movies that month. And finally, Global Road Warrior. Now, this is a really a hidden gem. If you love to travel and are visiting a new place, we highly recommend that you check out this resource. So it's covered with color photos. We've got maps, information on culture, customs, and travel essentials for 175 countries and nations. So if you click here on Australia, we get a country overview. You can see the climate. Right now, we can see what time it is in Canberra, what the temperature is. You can learn to the left here, culture and society information, greetings and courtesies. But one of my favorite parts, and I know a lot of librarians think this is really cool, is if you go down to where I'm not seeing it right now, food culture, recipes. Here you can access recipes from any country around the world, which is very cool. Okay, so that's everything for online resources. I will go back to my presentation. Okay. Now we are on to Splendid service number 6, which is information services. This Splendid service is meant to highlight that the library is here to help you. Please come to us with your information needs, your research questions, your tech troubleshooting, or what have you. We are happy to help you in the best way that we can. And if we do not know the answer, we will either find it for you or direct you in the right direction. So if you do have a question or you need some assistance, we encourage you to start with your local branch, and they will help you as best as they can. If it's a more complex issue, such as a complex research question, that your question might get forwarded to a professional librarian located at a different branch or here at headquarters, for instance. If you need library-related tech help, we have a phone number that you can call, which I've listed there, as well as, or you can email the help@orl.bc.ca. So we generally limit the tech help questions to library resource tech, the online resources, for instance. However, depending on availability, we might be able to help you with general tech help. However, but also I should mention many branches do offer such as Downtown Kelowna, they offer the online tech help. And also Vernon has a program running with another organization that offers help with technology. And finally, related to information services, I wanted to mention our Readers Advisory Services. So if you're wanting some recommendations, you're welcome to ask at your local branch for some reading ideas. You can check out our pre-made book lists that are readily scattered on our website or promoted on our front page. But we also offer customized reading suggestions. So there is a form online, and Jughead, I hope, can share that link. It's orl.bc.ca/nextreads. And you fill it out about what you're looking for, what you enjoy. And then within a few business days, you'll get your own customized reading list of suggestions. And once you've run through that, you're welcome to submit another form at any time, and we'll send you some more reads. I think that's everything for me. On to you, Tara.
Last thing for me to point out, because I'm also going to just share there you go. The next reads form is in the chat for you. So last thing is just all of this is available plus a ton more because we only did a small snippet. But yeah, generally you have to have a library card. So we wanted to point out how easy it is. And everybody sounds like everybody here already has one. So bring a friend the next time and get your library card. Library cards are all free, especially when you're living in the area. We're paid mainly through property taxes. When you sign up, you'll need an ID to prove who you are and an ID to prove where you live. Generally, it's your driver's license or BC ID. And if you're not able to make it into a branch to get a full-fledged card, we do have e-cards available online. So then you can at least get your barcode number to start and your PIN number so you can get started on the online resources that Kara covered. All right. That's our very quick overview. So now I see there's a hand up. I don't know if there's any other questions, but we'll do our best, but send them our way. See what we got. Or we'll start asking questions.
Oh, Jacketta, you're on mute.
Of course I'm on mute. I was going to ask the question that you addressed right at the very end. So if I come down with my library card, no, how do I access the e-stuff with my library card? Like, is there, do I just sign in? Yeah. Sorry, that wasn't a very good question.
So I like to say everything starts with the library website. So if you go to the library website, that's where you're going to link through all of it.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
some of the online resources have a very old school sign-in process. And some of the newer ones like Libby have their own unique sign-in process. But as long as you have your library card number and your PIN number, then you're good to go. And if you don't know your PIN number, then drop by your local branch and they can reset the PIN number, or you can do it through our online catalog, I believe.
Yeah, you could do it online, or you could even call and we could reset it for you. Yep.
How do I access PressReader? Is it with the library card and PIN?
Let's see. Are we seeing PressReader right now?
We are.
Okay, so I'm going to start from our main page. So this is our home page, and you go to eLibrary. And when the menu pops underneath, you could see PressReaders over here under e-magazines and e-newspapers. PressReader. Now they do offer on our website, we have a tutorial to get started, and there's more information below because there's a variety of ways to access. You can read it in your browser, or you can download an app. And you could also create an account, but an account is not necessary. So just to visit PressReader, so for me, I'm just starting to wonder if I'm auto-logged somehow.
Because we're in headquarters.
That's why.
There's two ways. You would log into PressReader, or if you're at one of our locations and are using library Wi-Fi, then you get access to PressReader. So unfortunately, because we're at headquarters, we can't demonstrate.
No, I'm sorry, but I believe it is just a library card, and sorry, I'm going to go back. Yep. Click the following link to sign into PressReader collection with your library card and PIN. Yeah, that's all you need.
And if you have any trouble, just contact us at the branch or from that phone number that Kara had up on the slide. We can add it to the chat, and we're happy to offer one-on-one help over the phone that way.
That lovely sheet that you did make for me with all the links. I will forward that to all of our guests. So
Perfect.
It was just the easy way to do that. So I don't see any more questions for today.
Can we ask them? Is there any?
Yeah. Do you have any last comments?
Was there any service or something that surprised you that the library offers that you didn't know about already? Because I know that everybody that answered the poll said they had a library card. But we know when we sign people up for cards, we can't explain everything that you can do with your card. So was there anything that really...
To get my card going again, and I am definitely going to explore the Global Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Definitely going there.
Yes, it's a very cool resource.
And I've chatted with people who went on vacation and then absolutely fell in love with the breakfast dish while they were at the group where they were at. And they found that dish in Global Road Warrior so they could recreate their breakfasts that they were having in Peru. Which is kind of
Great.
Well, I think Tara and
Oh,
Kara, thank
There
you.
is one
Oh.
question just came in. Sorry,
Oh, sorry, I
Jakota.
didn't see that.
Do the library cards expire?
Oh,
Tara, do you
yes.
want to answer that?
Sorry, I didn't see that.
technically,
okay.
yes, but it's really just an address check. We want to make sure that the information that we have for you is current and up to date, because we want to be able to connect with you if you've ordered a hold and it's come in, and we want to make sure that you get their messages. So we make them expire so that we can check in and make sure everything's still good.
Right, and that's done on a every 2 years.
Approximately, yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Jakota.
No, that's fine. I'm just like, okay, any last questions? But that was a good question too. So my card is expired. I know that. So to get a refresh.
Are you up at UBC, Jaketa?
I work for UBC, but from home.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Well, there is a library at UBC within the UBC library there. So
Yeah, yes, that's true. And they're related, interrelated, so I can order books and have them sent to campus. That is nice.
Yes.
Okay, really, I don't see any more questions coming up this time. So Tara and Kara, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your 7 splendid services and tips and tricks on how to get to explore so many great things that are offered by the Okanagan Regional Library. And I thank everybody for attending us, the webinar today. And I encourage you to attend the last few Okanagan Embrace Aging.com events that are coming up. For the rest of this week and all of next week. So there's still a lot going on. We do look forward to growing Okanagan Embrace Aging in the future. So if anybody is interested in supporting in the future, please contact us through our website. And I will send you a link to the recording with resource links that I have been supplied with, and I'm happy to answer any other questions through email. So thank you for joining us.
all right,
Okay,
ready.
Thank you.
thanks. Goodbye.